Imagine working day after day, week after week, practicing, training, focusing on that perfect diet, getting the right amount of sleep, and then finally hitting your lifelong goal and making the team. The team where your friends are. The team where you feel most comfortable. The team where you feel the most like yourself. And that team where you belong. And then finally earning the opportunity to represent your school with your teammates, your friends, and getting to step out onto the field or to the edge of the diving board for the first time. And then to have all of that ripped away in an instant because someone didn't like the way you look, or the way you talk, or the fact that your body doesn't look like theirs. I'm Jamie Bost. I recently served on the board of Equality Loudoun and currently as the secretary of the Loudoun Pride Foundation. Thank you all very much for being here. I've been thinking about Transgender Day of Remembrance for several weeks now, looking back to last year when I spoke on this very stage. I shared a story about an impactful experience that I had at work. I've been dreading hearing the stories and the names of the senseless deaths of transgender people that we're going to see tonight. It's interesting to reflect on all the things that have happened over the last year in the world, in the US, in our community, and in our lives. It seems like a lifetime of events have occurred in just 1 year. So many changes, so many successes and failures, so many breakthroughs, so many anxiety spirals, and all of that's just with me. I started journaling after hearing that yet another trans person, this time an athlete, had died by suicide following a series of relentless attacks on the trans community and on her directly. This is that journal entry. Leah Smith was a 21-year-old college student in Vermont. She was described as a decorated swimmer and diver on the women's team until she was kicked off for being transgender. Leah's soul, her identity, her deepest sense of self, stuck inside a body that did not align with her gender. Gender identity is likely something that most people never have to think about. For those of us who have experienced gender dysphoria, we know what it feels like to spend countless nights and days staring off into space or staring into a mirror, feeling that crushing weight of this misalignment between the core of our being and our body. That dissonance is something that tears at you relentlessly, something that makes you feel like an outcast. It's kind of like a suit that doesn't quite fit, or a music note that's never in tune, or a splinter in the back of your brain that just keeps poking when you can slow down enough to feel it, or that feeling of your skin burning like fire so intensely that you want to carve it off your body for relief. If you can't relate, think of an endocrine disorder that alters your mind and body harmony differently than all your friends. It disrupts your hormone production, causing your body to go through puberty and to then develop into a sex that doesn't align with your gender. Eventually, the threats, the guilt, the shame, the isolation, the loneliness, and the public and private attacks became too much for Leah, that 21-year-old college student.
No, your mom don't get it, and your dad don't get it, Uncle John don't get it. And you can't tell Grandma 'cause her heart can't take it, and she might not make it. There's something wrong in the village, in the village. Oh, they stare in the village, in the village. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. It's true, it's true. There's something wrong with the village, with the village. Something wrong with the village.
Her parents wrote, born on March 7, 2004, in Berkeley, California, Leah is the beloved daughter of Gregory Smith and Keith Purcell. After graduating from Sacred Heart Preparatory, Leah attended Middlebury College, where she was a senior pursuing a double major in computer science and statistics, a diver on the women's swimming and diving team, a member of the LGBTQ+, bridge, chess, and Japanese clubs, and a strong advocate of transgender rights. From 2012 to 2013, Leah competed in and placed or won numerous diving competitions at the local, state, regional, and national levels. In addition, she received various other awards, including a Rotary Club Achievement Award, a Blue Ribbon Award, and the Sean McLary Fine Arts Scholarship Award. With a strong commitment to service, Leah enjoyed serving as a teacher's assistant, where she received the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. Leah was fascinated by the histories of China, Japan, and medieval Europe. She enjoyed anime. She adored her cat, Edgar. She loved playing bridge and complex board games, and delighted in just hanging out with her girlfriends. Leah will be remembered for her deep sense of empathy, her clever puns, her keen mind, particularly with respect to analytical matters, her robust and infectious laugh, her love of poetry and music, which she performed both as an accomplished pianist and trombonist, and perhaps most importantly, her undaunted courage. That's a lot of life for a 21-year-old college student. Think back to the activities that you were involved in, or maybe you still are. That sounds like a pretty busy schedule. As someone who's transgender, has ADHD, experiences anxiety, struggles with perfectionism, and someone who must constantly stay active and keep their mind busy, that sounds like just the right amount of activity to fully satisfy the need for stimulation, to keep from spiraling over that splinter in the brain, that fear that we won't be enough, that we won't be accepted, that we won't be allowed to simply live our lives like other people, like the people who are not trans. It can be difficult to talk about the daily battles that we experience inside our minds, from the relentless attacks on the LGBTQ community, the daily news stories, and social media feeds. I think the best way to succeed is to just turn it all off, both literally and figuratively, if you can. Focus on the here and the now. Focus on that book that you're reading, or that new game, or the diving meet, or preparing for that next Zoom meeting. I know what all of that stress feels like when you pile on top of the bullying, the self-criticism, the self-doubt. It can eventually turn into self-hatred and self-harm. It causes some of us to live our lives on the sharp edge where the risk of falling is high, and the penalty is often an anxiety spiral. Those spirals have us questioning everything. Why do we do it? Is it worth it? Why do they hate us? Wouldn't it be easier if everything just stopped? Unfortunately, the short answer is yes, it would be easier. But if I wanted easy, I wouldn't be here with all of you. I chose the more difficult path when I decided to transition after living in a closet for more than 40 years. I didn't decide to be trans. That was already decided for me. Like the ADHD, the anxiety, and the need to understand how things work. I chose the more difficult path. That path creates opportunities, though, for me to grow through things that I used to hide from. Opportunities like this, to share, to be seen, to connect with others who might be going through something similar. So keep going. Keep getting up. Keep showing up. Keep being that shining purple light that young kid who feels lost and alone needs to see. If doing it for yourself doesn't seem worth it, look at those around you who are struggling and do it for them. Just keep showing up. You are enough exactly as you are, and you're definitely worth it.